Antony considered for sale by Manchester United. Story coming in from Rudy Galetti, one of the third-tier journalists I've gone ahead to see in the transfer window, and I told you I don't undermine any journalist because he has something to protect, and the moment he puts out a story, it has to be backed with a source that has gone ahead obviously contact him and really give him what he thinks is really gonna be right about it. Welcome to this channel. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokan David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are, and we're here to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is concerned about Man United. Marcus Rashford's chances to obviously go to play in the Euros are really shrinking. He has gone ahead to be warned that he's not guaranteed for a place in the England national team, but does not really up his game. And lastly, Darren Fletcher keeping at Man United. After very many people have gone ahead to be really thrown out of the club, looks like Darren Fletcher is going to be kept by INEOS at the club of Man United. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And Rokan David is my name. Let's continue to subscribe because we want to hit 17,100 subscribers as we obviously try to tread or track our journey to how many? To 18,000 subscribers in the mix. Now, let's obviously start it off with thanking God for the gift of life to the Muslims, Barak Laufikum, and then let's get it done and dusted in here. Now, we have a story coming in through from Rudy Galetti. Man United wants to sell Antony this summer. That is a story that's going to headline this story. Manchester United wants to sell Antony this summer. Does it sound like a surprise to you that such a story is being put out at this moment, that Man United want to sell this guy this summer? To me, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't, not even for a second, because I know that he has gone ahead to fail himself as a player at the club of Man United. And if you reiterate the words of Omar Berada that he went ahead to say when he came in throughout Man United, he said, Manchester United cannot keep a player who cannot really prove himself for 2 seasons. And if you're really to look at what has gone ahead to do as a player, he doesn't deserve to stay. If they ask you, has he gone ahead to do enough to keep himself at the club of Man United? I'll tell you no. No, he has not gone ahead to do enough to keep himself as a player of Man United. And there is no way I can come out and say, all right, he deserves to be here for some reason, because I don't find it valid for him to be here. And what should be the position of Man United? We bought him expensively. We haven't gone ahead to get done with that hefty price pay to Ajax. Just know it paid like 20-30 million pounds, and for the next season they've been paying like 10-15 million pounds. So we are still having what we call a very huge date to pay, and a player is not really working out. And for me, the best plan would have been loan him to a La Liga side, then see what his season is like, because we want to sign 5 years for the club of Man United. He has been here for 2 seasons. Loan him for 1 season. He'll be having like 2 years left on his contract. If he really gets on and picks up, then the rest will be history. We might really return him or really get some huge amount of money out of him. But right now, no team can get you 50 million pounds for this guy. And I don't know how INEOS are really going to do it. Whether there are teams that are willing to obviously go high for this lad, I doubt. But in the previous games for him, I was going to play for the club of Man United. Antony has gone ahead to obviously look good into the team of Man United. And I think he has all what it takes to turn this chain. But Man United has already gone ahead to really look at Olise. And if at all they are in for Olise, it obviously shows you that it is done for Antony, because Antony cannot be here as a second choice. He would like to be in a team that is going to give him what we call ample starting playing time. That is it. And it boils out even to Mason Greenwood that what is the situation between Man United and Mason Greenwood? Are they going to bring him back? If they are going to bring Mason Greenwood back, then obviously Sancho will have to leave. Antony will have to leave, because I don't see how United are going to really let Amad Diallo go. Because for Amad Diallo, look at his composure and how he plays. Training sessions, he's really looking great and a fine player. So I think selling him would be okay, but how much are we going to get out of him? That is it. Because the reason as to why I fancy Olise to come in through the club of Man United, because of his stats. I think Antony has going to hate to play more games than this guy this season in the Premier League. But who has better stats? Olise has 9 assists. Does Sancho have any assist in the Premier League? I tell you, I don't think he has any. Let me check his stats and see here. Because we are living in an era where stats are obviously written everywhere, and there is no way you can run away from them. And I'm just waiting for my internet here to really reload on well and see how I really get you these stats, because these stats are really very important in this comparison on as to why Sancho should be sold. On as to why this guy should be sold and another player got in. Because if a player is putting in 9 assists at Crystal Palace and has been consistent and has gonna need to score more goals than you, that means if he comes into the club of Man United that has a lion's share of the possession, game in, game out, and we have a lot of chances in the final third, that means that player can offer better and better for the club of Man United than this guy. That is it. For me, I think that is it, and it's written all over the wall that Antony has gonna hate to play 25 Premier League games, 0 goals and 1 assist. That is Antony for you. When you go to Olise, he has gonna hate to play 13 Premier League games. He has gonna hate to play 13 Premier League games, Olise, 6 goals and 3 assists. He has played 12 games less and he has 6 goals and 3 assists. That is a 9-goal contribution. Last season, 2 goals and 11 assists. Last season, Antony had 4 Premier League goals and 2 assists. That is Antony for you. So I don't find it good for us to keep a player like Antony, yet they are almost in the same age bracket, and this player is obviously offering better. You get? And that is what's the name of the guy? And that is Olise for you. I think later today I'll bring you a story of Olise and see how things have gone ahead to be panning out into that side. But I tell you, Olise is a player that is really Premier League proven, and I really love him, and I like the decision made by INEOS to obviously bring him on. And I know why INEOS are doing this, because they believe they should tap into one of the best players that teams like Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City are really looking at. He's a born and bred support of Man United, and he wants to obviously come in through to the club, and stories are really showing us that he's really very positive to joining the club of Man United. So let's wait and see how that pans out, but it's really gonna be one of those moments that will never heal for Antony, because ever since he came into the club of Man United, he has failed to hit the ground running. The previous 4 games was gonna hit to be looking good, but that's not promising. Because we need to see how he obviously evolves in the remaining 7 games of the season. If at all he can really find himself doing better, then I can come in here and say, all right, he's a player that can give us a go. But if Olise is available, I take Olise, because we need more attacking threat onto that side of the right attacking midfield. You've got to hit to see it that every time you're playing with Rashford and Garnacho on those wide forwards, and they're really giving and creating, and their end product, the game is good, we're going to hit to score goals, and we're going to hit to win games. But every time we are really lacking, a player to do that job on both sides, on both fronts. It's really bad. And if you are INEOS, it's better to get Marcus Rashford out of the picture and get to know Garnacho is going to be my left forward. Olise is going to be my right forward. Alongside Amadi Diallo. And then we go in for another youngster who can play onto the left attacking side of the midfield. That should be the perfect place or plan for the club of Man United. Getting those youngsters, Arteta's going to have to trust them with the job. They're going to have to do it, because for Rashford, he's really doing bad. And to show you that he's really doing bad, even Southgate, the manager of England, has come out and really issued a warning. And this is 5 UK of Rio Ferdinand. And the Mirror have quoted and said, Marcus Rashford has been told his place in England Euros 2024 squad is in danger due to the wealth of options at Gary Southgate's disposal. That is it. Now, what is this all about? It's all about Marcus Rashford not really playing at his levels. When you look at Rashford and how he's going to be playing at the club of Man United, you really ask yourself, what's wrong with this guy? And to show you that he's not even bothered of what is really happening in the world, he doesn't put in the shift. When his place at the Euros is really at stake, he cannot even come in through and obviously put in a shift at the club of Man United to fight for that. When you look at Gareth Southgate, he really has options. One, Anthony Gordon at Newcastle. He's obviously bringing in a very huge game. And Marcus Rashford has not gone ahead to start. Even when they're playing against Brazil, this guy came off the bench and Anthony Gordon started. He played close to 60, 70 minutes. Then there is Jack Grealish returning from injury. And I tell you, Grealish has an upper hand in the team of England than Marcus Rashford. The other player you can talk about is Ebelechi Eze. He can also be played wide. The other player you can talk about who plays wide and really looks good, Jadon Sancho yesterday took Borussia Dortmund to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League, meaning that Marcus Rashford is really struggling and it's going to be hard for him to obviously get into the mix. So for me, I'm just feeling the urge that maybe he has to obviously find himself resolving his issues, because it's affecting his career. And he would have gone ahead obviously coming through to do the needful, because if he doesn't raise up in the remaining games, he's going to be dropped. He's going to be dropped, and trust me, it's going to pain him, because ever since he started playing for England in the World Cup, did he go to the Euros in 2016? I don't remember. But for the World Cup in 2018, he was there. He hasn't gone ahead to miss out on a major tournament of England. He has played in the two World Cups, 2018, 2022, Euros of 2021. He was there, missed a penalty in the final. And this time around, he wouldn't like to miss out onto this. That is it. But when you look at the competition, it's really huge, and this player needs to raise up to the occasion to see to it that he puts in the Eric. But his mentality is really down, and I would be shocked if at all he makes it to that squad, because he is really lazy. He's really lazy, and he's really very lazy. Nothing will ever see him go to the England national team when he's still playing like that, unless otherwise he turns around the season. After that, let's talk about the technical department for the club of Man United. We all understand that Man United is bringing in Jason Wilcox as the new technical director, meaning that Darren Fletcher will be deprived of his job or relieved of his job as a technical director. And Jacobs Ben, while appearing with the United Stand, it was yesterday, said Man United want Darren Fletcher to stay just in a new title. Obviously, he cannot be the technical director. I went ahead and told you the wrongs went ahead to make as a person doing that at the club of Man United. And all in all, it happened to look like it was the end of him and the club of Man United. But looks like Man United want to keep him around to see to it that he comes in through to obviously do the job. But I don't know which department they're going to really get him, because we are having a CEO, Omar Berada, sporting director Dan Ashworth is being looked at by the club of Man United, meaning that that place is not available for him. Then technical director, where he has been serving, obviously Jason Wilcox is coming in to do the job, and I don't know how they're gonna really try to find in a better position for him to be at the club of Man United. But I tell you, it's really gonna be very competitive for the club of Man United, because before we obviously tackle the players, before we obviously tackle the manager, the board has to first be rectified. Now the hierarchy of the board looks like it's going to take shape, and I think that shape should obviously go ahead and really give Erik ten Hag a go to do the needful for the club of Man United and see whether he can operate better under a very good board. Now I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Antony, considered for sale by Man United. I welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Marcus Rashford, Gareth Southgate, warning, and Darren Fletcher staying at the club of Man United, not as a technical director? Do you think we should keep him here or not? All that and more into the comment section below. Rock and David remains my name, and I'm out for now. See you later. Bye bye. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. The Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. I'm out.